My name's Gavin Richards, and I play fly half for Rock Rugby. I am the 5th generation of rugby players that came from the Richards family. I started playing rugby in 3rd to 4th grade. I've always been around rugby. My dad as well. She grew up in a very rugby-oriented household, and it's just been a thing I've been around, so it was kind of inevitable that I'd start playing. My main job as a fly half is to set other people up and put other people into space. The first few years I played rugby, we were playing touch rugby, and then we moved on to tackle. Tackling is one of my favorite aspects of the game. I started playing for Rock Rugby 7th grade, summer of 7th grade. I went out to a few sevens practices after being told about it by a few friends of mine, and I just fell in love with the environment that they have here. They're all about hard work and family. It's like you're playing for each other, and I just love it. If you're thinking of coming out and playing rugby, we got a great bunch of lads on the team who will make you feel welcome, and it's just a bunch of fun all around. When I first started playing for Rock, I was green. I didn't really know what I was doing. I never played structured rugby before. So after freshman year, I went away, I worked, I got bigger, I got stronger, and sophomore year, I started getting better. And then junior year, I started getting much better. It was those gap years that really I looked at what I did wrong the season before and then worked on it until I got to where I am now. And the biggest rugby challenge is always the next game, because you're thinking about it, the mental build-up, it's building up all throughout the week, and then you finally get to release it in that Saturday against the people you've been thinking about all week. Being the Rock Rugby captain means that I'm carrying on the legacy that was left behind me, and I'm building more legacy for the players that will come after me. Being a captain means you have the responsibility of nurturing your teammates, not only the older ones, but the ones that will take your place after you're gone. Because when you come back, you want to see the legacy that you've left behind and see the players that were young for you in the same position that you were when you left. My style of captaincy is to lead by example. I would never ask you to do something that I myself would not be willing to do. My advice to next year's Rock captain would be to bring your own style of captaincy. Don't try and copy what happened in years past. Be true to yourself and your own strengths. Am I going to miss Rock Rugby? Of course. It's been an integral part of my life for the last 4 or 5 years. However, I'm excited for what's coming next. I want to be remembered as a player who always gave 100%, always gave his best, and always tried to set an example for his teammates. I'll be playing rugby at Lindenwood University next year, and it all started my sophomore year when I went to their ID camp. I watched their structures, the way they had practice, and I was like, that's it. That's where I want to be. That's how I want to play rugby. I kept in regular contact with the coaches there. I kept sending them game footage. I got invited up to go on a campus tour with them, and I liked it even more than the first time I went. And I just kept in regular contact, and finally got what I wanted. My advice to players who are interested in getting recruited to college, I say, as well as the rugby, you got to look at the degrees that you were interested in studying, and then if those colleges offer those for you. Second, you'd have to get in contact with the coach and make sure he knows your name, knows your face. Just keep in contact with him. That's the most important thing. They look for that. They look for the people who will stay in contact and reply. Third, next phase is one of the easiest ways to reach out to colleges and get people interested in your player profile. And then fourth, build your highlight reel. Your highlight reel is what your college coaches are realistically going to be looking at and being like, well, this player fits me in this position. Build that highlight reel. As someone who's used Next Phase Rugby, it is a great way for you to get in contact with coaches and for coaches to get in contact with you. I've had numerous back and forth emails and Zoom calls with coaches. I've gone on 3 recruiting visits, and even though I'm not going to their colleges, I still kept in contact with those guys because they're just a bunch of great guys. My favorite rugby player has to be Finn Russell. The best rugby teammate I've ever had is a teammate of mine in sophomore year. His name is Thomas Buttersworth. Best player I've ever played with. My favorite rugby memory has to be during my sophomore year when I went on a trip to Houston with the Outlaws MLR Academy team. What happens on tour stays on tour. The best coach I ever had, hands down, was Coach Mark Gerard. Australian international, head attacking coach of the AGs, took my attacking game to the next level. My music tastes are pretty much whatever kind of music is on. I love all types of music except for heavy metal. My favorite movie has 2 answers: The Green Mile and Shawshank Redemption. My favorite type of food is bulking food. Pizza. My worst habit is I have a tendency to talk too much. Do I know who I was named after? Yes, Gavin Hastings, former Scotland and British Lions fullback. Why was I named after him? My mom thought he was hot.